Hello, 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 everybody. Hopefully, y'all can hear me. Make sure my mic is working. It looks like it is. The little green bar is going up, so pretty sure it's working. How's everybody doing? How's everybody's week been? It's Monday, right? So it's been a short week so far. But yeah. Okay, weekend, last week, last 2 weeks. It's been a while since I've been doing this shit. So what's the happening? People say that nowadays? They don't say that nowadays. I guess I say that nowadays. Maybe. I don't know. I have no idea. Anyways, guys, what is up, everybody? Good to be back. Good to be talking to you all again. Today's live stream is going to be shorter than usual. It's only going to be about an hour today. Oh my god, I need to change the time on my monitor. I didn't even notice that. Wait, is my time right? Okay, never mind. My time's right. I'm freaking out. It's been a long week. What was I saying? You can see how my mind is like, guys, workload production on videos has just been like through the roof these last 2 weeks. It's awesome. I'm excited for all the videos the channel is getting and the Patreon is getting. But what was I saying? Yeah, today's stream is going to be a little bit short. It's only going to be about an hour long. I'm not going to listen to any music today. Just kind of wanted to pop in, chat with you guys a little bit. I know we have a lot of new subscribers that we've gotten over the last couple weeks. So if any of them are in this chat and want to do a quick Q&A, get to know me a little better, or if you guys want to get to know me a little better, of course, I'm always down to answer questions. But the reason that the stream is so short today is because I have an album reaction I have to shoot and send off to my editor today. So it's, if anyone is interested, it's the Halcyon Part 2 album reaction. That's on Patreon. So there you go. But yeah, guys, let me look at the chat. I've been chatting. Look at the chat. What you guys are. Mr. Den Life, yeah. How are you liking the Artrave reaction? Is it good? I kind of did it differently this time, just because it's a 2.5-hour concert. So I kind of shot it through my streaming stuff, but yeah, it was fun. Hello, 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 everybody. Let's see here. I'm good, Jonathan, man. How are you doing? I'm glad you enjoyed the Invincible album reaction. I know it took me a little while to get it. As you know, I had a little bit of technical difficulties dealing with it. So but I'm glad I was finally able to get it up to you. Did I watch the Grammys? I did not watch. Well, okay, I kind of watched the Grammys. So here's the thing. I wasn't going to watch the Grammys because they snubbed my boy The Weeknd, right? So I'm still a little upset about that. Still a touchy subject. My heart hurts because I personally do believe After Hours should have been either Album of the Year or Blinding Lights should have been Song or Record of the Year, whatever you want to call it. So I was boycotting the Grammys because of that. And I ended up going over to my friend's house yesterday for like a little game night type thing. But his girlfriend is a Harry Styles fan and wanted to watch the Grammys because Harry Styles was performing on it. And so I went over there, and so I did watch some of the Grammys. I think I watched like probably the last hour of it. So I did see like the big awards that was won. But I don't know if I should talk about the Grammys too much or not, because to be honest, guys, I found the Grammys a little this year a little cringy. They were a little cringy this year, I'm not gonna lie. I do think some people won that necessarily shouldn't have won, but vice versa, there are some people that I think should have won and didn't win. So I'm happy Dua Lipa got a Grammy. I thought she had a fucking standout year last year with her Future Nostalgia album. I love that album. So shout out to her. Good job. Dula Peep. On getting your Grammy, girl. But yeah, it was cringy. It was I feel like the Grammys were trying to save face a little bit from all of the backlash that they've gotten over the last couple years. And yeah, I just think they were trying to save face with the backlash, especially knowing that they snubbed The Weeknd and that The Weeknd basically called them racist, right? So it was they definitely were pushing a certain agenda last night, which, you know, by all means, no disrespect to any of the artists that won last night. Like, to even be nominated for a Grammy in the first place is just fucking amazing, regardless of color, regardless of sex, whatever. Just being an artist and being a musician and winning a Grammy is a big thing. But it comes down to was it because the work really deserved it, or was it because somebody is trying to push a certain agenda? That might come off sounding wrong. Someone's probably going to like twist that. I know someone on Twitter will probably twist that into something, but I'm just saying, like, I do think that an agenda was pushed, but like I said, shout out to all the artists who won, because even just being at the Grammys and being nominated for a Grammy is such a huge thing. I will never do it. I'll never win a Grammy or put out a record or anything like that. So, you know, more power to them. I'm just a commentator, a music commentator. I mean, I haven't really seen like any of the comments, because if you don't know, like, I've been on a social media break for a while, which, to answer your question about the social media break, has just been fucking fantastic, guys. Like, you don't understand how much better life can be without social media. It's been a week. I've been off for a week, but I've just had improvements in my life over just 1 week of not being on social media. I did log on yesterday to like post my Patreon post of everything that's been posted on Patreon the last 2 days. But my work production has gone up. I'm shooting like 4 to 5 videos a day now, 5 days a week. I'm starting to work out again. I stopped working out for a while just because my schedule was kind of chaotic with this whole thing. It was this last week of being off social media really helped me figure out a good like time schedule of being able to get the things I need to do to get done for myself, but also be able to get the work in my job of making videos for you guys done at the same time, and be able to keep it in a consistent manner. So yeah, it's been great. I don't know when I'm going to go back on social media, like, full time. I am going to like pop on at the end of the week just to like let you guys know what's coming to the channel the following week, and then what has been posted to the Patreon. Which, if you guys don't know, there's a lot of shit that's been posted to Patreon over last week. There's a whole list on the channel community tab. I just uploaded the full Lady Gaga Artrave Paris performance reaction. Is available for all Patreon members. It's a 2.5 hour reaction. It's a fucking crazy concert, by the way, guys. That Artrave, fire concert. Selena Gomez's new EP reaction is up there. It's available for the $5 tier members. $5 tier members get all the new music reactions because, as you know, I'm a little bit different reaction channel. I don't do new music reactions as soon as they drop. I'm more of a discovering older artists or bands and focusing on those certain bands for a certain amount of time. So I don't really have the time to make, a video as soon as an album comes out. And so I do it, goes on the Patreon, and then it'll be probably on the Patreon for a couple months before it even comes to the channel. So if you want to watch those new music reactions, or have some say in what new music reactions to put on the Patreon, by all means, hop on over to the Patreon. Let's see, whatever questions we had. I saw some crazy questions up here, but I think they disappeared. I saw something about multiple realities. Was that right? Do I know Ajal personally? No, I don't know Ajal personally. I know of her channel, but because her videos will pop up in my recommended or my analytics sometimes. So I know who she is. I just haven't I don't know her personally or anything like that. I could have sworn there was a question at some point about alternate realities or multiple realities. I believe in multiple realities. To answer that question straight to the point. That's what it was. Do you believe time has multiple dimensions? I think reality has multiple dimensions. I think it does. I don't think there's an exact set path. Because I think every decision, you ever see the butterfly effect, right? Every decision you make affects something else and creates a different reality. I was totally into the butterfly effect. I totally believe that, though. I think there's so many elements within the world, within our reality, that we can't see because of the way, human beings are designed and how our brains work and everything like that. Because if you think about it, look at dogs. Look at this guy over here, right? He views the world 100% completely. He sees it in different ways than we can even see it. His smell is fucking fantastic, right? His sight, his color vision is different. He can see, there's waves around here, right? That we can't see, but I'm sure he can see it. So I think there's so much more to the world and to reality that we don't know or we won't ever know because we don't have the tools to experience that. That's my answer to that question. Yeah, the blackout reaction that we did. So there's a little bit of a bummer on that. So if you don't know, again, it's another patron thing, but we do because of the success of the drunk art pop album reaction, I do a drunk live stream once a month for all patron members, where the members, they'll vote on an album, and then I'll hop on a live stream and people will bring their drinks. I'll bring my drink and we just all drink and smoke and listen to the album and get fucked up. And this last one we did was Blackout by Britney Spears. And usually after I do the stream live, I save it and I repost it on Patreon for people who weren't able to make the live stream. But something happened and the video didn't save. So whoever was there experienced it, and whoever wasn't there, it's gone. it's out in the universe now somewhere. Yeah, I don't know. I think there's just a lot of weird things in life that happen and things that we can't experience. I think about this shit a lot. A lot. like life in general, like, you know, trying to figure stuff out, even though you're never going to really figure it out. But it's fun to think about. But you got to be careful because sometimes you go down a wormhole and then you like start freaking yourself out a little bit. I do listen to techno music. I listen to all kinds of music, honestly, except country. I'm not a big country fan. I will say, okay, let me reiterate. I'm not a fan of new country music. This new country pop shit that comes out is fucking trash. I'm sorry, but it's true. You know, I enjoy like more old school country, like Garth Brooks, Johnny Cash. You know, kind of more in that stripped back, got some guitars. We really need some guitars and some drums and, you know, some heartbreaking lyrics. I don't need to like listen to a hip hop beat over a country twang beat or instrumental talking about, you know, driving my truck through the mud and getting drunk and riding tractors and shit. Like, it's not my lifestyle, so I can't relate to it really. But no hate to the farmers out there, you know. You guys do your thing. Am I listening to small artists or big artists? I'm listening to both. As of right now, we're listening to kind of a majority of big artists. You know, we got Madonna going on. And the Ariana Grande first part, or the first Yours Truly album for her deep dive, will be going on Patreon Friday for its early release, and then on the channel next Monday. And then that following week is going to be Arctic Monkeys. So we're doing those 3 big groups. And then that Little Dreamcatcher mini dive. And then shout out to my Brazil fans, if you're out there. After the Dreamcatcher thing, we're going to move into a Pablo Vittar deep dive, because he only has like 3 albums. So that'll be fun. But you know, I do a mix. It really just depends on you know what people want to see, and of course, like after one of the reactions are done, I always do at least a poll for one, for people to put down requests, and then a poll with those most popular requests for you guys to vote on the artist. So it just, the artist just really depends, you know, on everything. But what I usually try to do is, it's a fucked up thing, because the whole YouTube thing, it's a game we have to play, right? Like if I could just do small little independent artists and deep dives on them, I'd be 100% completely okay with that. But then you know, the channel doesn't really grow because not a whole lot of people have an interest in that. So I try to keep it at least like 1 or 2 big artists, just so that, you know, we can build our community a little bit, bring people in so that they can discover those new smaller independent artists that we do as well. Speaking of Lana's new album, yes, I am going to do Lana's new album. But I'm treating it, because we did the Lana deep dive on the channel. It's a continuation of the Lana deep dive. So what's going to happen is the album will be out for early release on Friday on Patreon, and then the actual YouTube cut will come that following Monday. So next Monday, what's that date? A week from today, the 22nd, Kim Trails Over the Country Club reaction will be on the channel, but it will be on Patreon the 20th, that Friday that comes out. Have I heard of Givéon? Yes, I have heard of Givéon, actually. I first heard him in that Chicago freestyle with Drake, and I know he just dropped an album this last week. I checked out his EP though a couple months ago before he dropped this album, and I checked out this album the other day. He's gonna be a big artist. I love his style. It's such a nice mix of like soul and R&B. It's beautiful. If I would have released driver's license video, actually I wouldn't have. I don't make any money on these videos that go out to on the channel. So you guys know. If you guys don't know, I'm sure you hear reaction channels all the time to saying about copyright and everything like that. So most YouTubers who are not in the music reaction game, who put videos up that don't have any copyrighted material in it, they get their ad revenue, right? That's how YouTubers make their money, by posting videos on the channel. As a reaction channel, since we use copyrighted music, right? That gets a label on it. And so all the ad revenue that we would originally get from the video ends up going to the music label instead, which is why we have that patron. So it's a way for us to be able to kind of support what we do, since we really don't get, we don't make any money from our videos on YouTube, any video that we post. And that's for all reaction channels. If they're using copyrighted music, they're not going to make any money from it. So that's why you'll see tons of reaction people have patrons, because it's a way for us to be able, for our fans to support us, so that we can continue making videos for the channel, because this thing's a full-time job, man. I'm telling you, like I said, I'm like 4 to 5 videos a day, 5 days a week. It's like an 8-hour day, right? It's like a 40-hour per week job. So it's crazy, but you know, that's what the patron's for. That's why I always kind of push it, because sometimes people don't really know about the patron. But I don't want to like push it too much, because I hate like being like, hey, you know, you should come over and subscribe to the Patreon, and you know, for $3 a month, $5 a month, you get all this stuff. Like, it feels weird a little bit, because you're just like, at the same time, you're like, you know, I mean, you get it. It's a weird thing, but for all Patreon members, I'm truly appreciative of you guys. Thank you so much for your support. And you guys, even if you're not even on the Patreon, but you're just a subscriber and you watch the videos on the channel, I 100% appreciate you guys as well. Like, by showing support just by liking, sharing a video, or subscribing to the channel, just does it does just as much as patrons. So thank you for that. Am I gay? No, I'm not gay. Could I do a deep dive on Beyonce's discography? I've thought about it in the past, but I think that'll be really hard. Beyonce and Jay-Z especially, they're very protective of their work. And so I'm afraid that if I were to even try to do Beyonce reactions, not only would they slap me with the copyright label, they'd probably put a strike on the channel. And if I get 2 strikes on the channel, bye channel, deleted. So we want to avoid those copyright strikes as much as possible. Would I rather be wrapped in a hot blanket all summer or sit in front of the air conditioner all winter? That's a good question. I think wrapped in a hot blanket all summer. I'd rather be warm than cold. I will be doing more Gaga reactions, but they're most likely going to be going onto the Patreon for now, just because, you know, we're focused on the other deep dives right now. But if you want, I can kind of hang on. Let me pull something up for you guys so you guys can know what's coming this week if you don't know what's coming this week. And also, if Patreon members are on here, I can show you guys what's coming this week as well. Let me pull up my schedule. This is how the Europeans say it. Schedule. Give me those Google Sheets, son. Sorry, guys. I know the comments are backed up a little bit. I like scrolled up super high. So I'm just catching up. Yeah, I like artists that are able to transform. I don't like artists that kind of stay the same sound for 1 or 2 albums or 3 albums. I like the evolution of an artist, which is kind of why I like these deep dives. Because we can kind of experience that evolution and look into it more. Am I the brother of Elon Musk? Maybe. It's a possibility we could do a Patreon exclusive deep dive for Beyonce. It's a possibility because the site that I use to upload my videos for Patreon, it doesn't do copyright stuff, which is why I use it. So maybe, possibility, but we'll see in the future. Of course, I will always announce it. What was the story behind the Stark versus Loki Twitter poll? Okay, so I'm not a huge Marvel fan per se, right? But my wife she loves the Marvel movies. So we watched WandaVision the other day, or we finished watching WandaVision in like a week. And we're like, you know what, maybe we should watch some of the other Marvel movies just to kind of, you know, maybe we can make connections and all that stuff. So we watched the Avengers, and while we were watching the Avengers, the discussion came up between me and her, because she was like, I think Loki is super hot. And I was like, really? Why do you think Loki's hot? And she was like, I don't know, he just has like this bad boy edge to him. Like, she just found like Loki super hot. And I was like, I think Stark, like Tony Stark, is like an attractive motherfucker, right? So I was like, I think Tony Stark is hotter than Loki. I was like, Tony Stark looks like a badass. Like, he's got like a fucking asshole-ish personality. His sarcasm and his assholeness is just kind of like my personality a little bit. Like, just, you know, so like set on himself sometimes. Like, I relate to him so much. I think that's why I like him. But I honestly think Robert Downey Jr. is a good looking fucking dude, right? So we were trying to figure that out. And I kept saying I was like, Stark is hotter. And she's like, no, Loki is hotter. So that's how that Twitter poll came about. I was like, all right, well, let me ask my Twitter followers to settle the debate. And apparently Loki won. So thank you for that. The name of the dog right there on the couch, his name is Milo. Milo Ren. His middle name is Ren because of like Kylo Ren from Star Wars, but it's Milo Ren. Catching up in the comments, guys. Let's see. Yeah, I know. The whole Elon Musk thing, I never had ever had anybody tell me that I look like Elon Musk until I started YouTube. And then when I started YouTube, it's just, it became a thing, and then I like realized that, oh shit, I kind of do look like Elon Musk, and it's just kind of, captured on. Favorite Dreamcatcher reactions or favorite Dreamcatcher song so far? You're gonna find out in today's video, Dreamcatcher video that drops a little later today, actually. So I'm not gonna spoil it, but I will say it's from the prequel EP that's coming today. So be ready, be on the lookout. It's gonna be on the channel in a couple hours. Damn right, I am the Elon Musk. Elon Musk is a copy of me. I technically created Elon Musk in a lab and set him out. Tell us the craziest thing I've ever done. Oof. Boy, I was in the military, man. I was in the military for 6 years. We party like motherfuckers in the military. I do have a couple crazy Vegas stories, but I think I'm going to keep those to myself because you know what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Captain America's booty is hotter. Touche. I could say Captain America's got some cakes on him for sure. Yeah, Little Mix, Grimes. I know those are big artists that I get a lot of requests for. I know we'll get to them eventually. I don't know exactly when we will, but I will get to them pretty soon. Well, not pretty soon, but sometime on the channel. Whether it becomes a patron exclusive deep dive, which by the way, we have Florence and the Machine right now on Patreon. If you don't know, we're doing a deep dive on her for Patreon. So that's on there too. Maybe you look like Elon Musk from the YouTube angle. I thought maybe it was from the YouTube angle, but I was on a music video shoot like a month or two ago. I was working on a music video shoot, and one of the crew members I was working with came up to me and was like, you look like Elon Musk. And I was like, fuck, okay, it's real. I know if somebody comes to me in person and tells me it has to be true. So as far as the Taylor Swift deep dive that I announced, I was going to do a Taylor Swift deep dive originally, but I ended up axing it because of I know she's re-recording all of her albums, and so I didn't want to stream her old music if that money that she's gonna get, even though it's probably not even that much, doesn't go to her, so I was just gonna kind of wait until she re-records all of her albums and puts those out, but somebody did pay an album request on Patreon and asked me to react to Folklore. So Folklore will actually be going on the Patreon for a couple months, and then will drop here on the channel, because they're like, Taylor Swift owns Folklore. Technically, she gets all the money for that, so I was okay with doing a Folklore thing. Melodrama is coming soon. Yep. I'm slowly all the album reactions that are on Patreon from last year. I'm slowly starting to move them to the channel now. So patience, Melodrama's coming, I promise. I'm not going to listen to music on this stream today because this is going to be kind of a shorter stream, because I actually have an album reaction I have to shoot after this stream and before I have to pick up my wife from work. So this one's going to be a little short. But next week, most likely. Let me see what I got on my schedule. Yeah, next week. I'd say next week we can start doing your guys' music again. The Like a Virgin era music video poll will be up on the community tab after the Like a Virgin album premieres. So I think I scheduled the video to premiere at, it's either 5 or 6. I think it might be 6 is when the Like a Virgin album reaction is going to premiere today. So yeah, it'll be up at 6, and you'll be able to start voting on that. Yeah, I agree. The Grammys are no bueno now. So if you guys don't know, this is kind of, let me give you guys the rundown of what's coming out on the channel this week. Today we got Like a Virgin album reaction. That's at 6. The Dreamcatcher prequel EP will be up here in a couple hours. I'm going to upload it to the channel after this live stream. So that'll be out today. Wednesday, where is it? Will be the Fly High music video. The subscriber voted Madonna music video, and then Delirium by Ellie Goulding will be up on the channel on Wednesday. And then Friday, we got the Like a Virgin VMA performance, and then the dance practice video from the prequel Dreamcatcher era. Yes, that is what I have planned to come out on the channel this week. And then for Patreon, for you Patreon members out there, what I have planned dropping on Patreon is we have ceremonials from Florence and the Machine. The ceremonial album will be coming to Patreon on Wednesday. As well as the music video from the Madonna era that does not get voted for the channel will be on Patreon Wednesday as well. And then I have a bonus content for the Madonna deep dive. It's a 1984 interview that'll be on Patreon, as well as a compilation video of Lana Del Rey's best vocals. I found a compilation video on that. So I'm going to do a reaction to that. That'll be up on Patreon Thursday. And then Friday is a big thing for Patreon. We're going to have the Lana's Chemtrails Over the Country Club early access release on Friday on Patreon. Ariana Grande's You're Truly album reaction on Friday. 2 Kelly Clarkson reactions, and Halcyon Part 2. Halcyon Days from Ellie Goulding Part 2. All that's dropping on the Patreon this week. So lots and lots and lots of stuff. I do know a couple songs from Tove Lo. Actually, my buddy, the song was like, "Hi, all the time." That song, There was a remix that came out, and when I was stationed in Germany, my buddy used to play that song all the time. So I know who Tove Lo is, yeah, for sure. Maybe just know like one or two of her hits, but not really like her deep album cuts, you know? Yeah, everybody stay safe from coronavirus. I just got my first vaccine the other day. I went into my vaccine. They're like, hey, by the way, this is probably going to make your arm sore. And I was like, okay. Like, I always get shots and I'm never sore. Bro, the next day I woke up, I could not even move my shoulder. I was like, like there's still pain in my shoulder when I do this. But it's a little better now. Are there any artists that I will never react to? I can't say no, because here's the thing, and this is what I think is what's really unique about what I do here on my channel, is that, you know, there's a lot of artists out there who make multiple albums, and most of the time people judge their art based off of one album, right? So you know, it goes to be like, okay, I've heard this artist, but I heard this album and I didn't like it, so I don't like this artist. And I think the unique thing about this is that even if it's an artist that I'm not really a huge fan of, like I've heard some of their music or maybe heard one of their albums, and it's just like, yeah, no, I don't really vibe with their stuff, but I do a deep dive series on it, and I actually, you know, listen to all of their work and everything like that. I think it gives you a fresh perspective on an artist. So is there an artist that I won't react to? No, there isn't an artist. I'll react to every artist, but I can't sit here and say I'm gonna love everything that I react to. And mostly, some of you guys know I'm pretty honest in my reactions. If I don't like something, or I'm just not vibing with the album, like, I'll let you guys know for sure. Because I don't want to like lie to you or put out a fake reaction or anything like that. Those are no fun. Yeah, it's another thing. The Charli XCX. So again, this is gonna go back to Patreon. It's like everything links back to Patreon for some reason. But as I stated before, we're kind of in the middle of a Florence in the Deep Dive exclusive deep dive on Patreon right now. And originally, when I had put the poll on Patreon for that, Charli XCX was up there too. And what happened was Florence and the Machine and Charli XCX both tied. So what we had decided was, after the Florence and the Machine deep dive on Patreon, the next Patreon exclusive artist was going to be Charli XCX. Yeah, like I said, I've said it many times, not only in Ellie Goulding's videos, but in some of the other artists' reactions I do. I think there's something about a voice in music that really allows an artist to become a star and stick out from the rest of the artists. And I mentioned it in a video, but when I was younger, my dad was a DJ, so I grew up all kinds of music. I mean, I remember he had like 2 or 3 cases of just thousands of CDs, ranging from all genres, all eras, from like the early 1920s to, you know, probably has the most modern music now, right? Because I moved out when I was like 18, so that was 2009. So from what I like had everything up to 2009 until then, but you know, I'm sure he's got everything now still. So I grew up on a wide range of genres, wide range of artists. And I remember the one thing he told me was that the reason why some rock bands are so successful is because of the front lead singers. Their voices are instantly recognizable. There's something unique about them, and that's what allows the band to become bigger than the other bands. I mean, think about it, right? Queen, Freddie Mercury, Axl Rose, Guns N' Roses, right? Steve Perry, Journey. Like, all of these voices are very, very unique to the point to you don't even have to know whose song it is, but if you hear that voice, you know who it is. And I think that's what sets artists apart from other artists. Now, again, like I said, Ellie has that kind of voice. Lana has that kind of voice. The Weeknd has that kind of voice. Bruno Mars has that kind of voice. A lot of the big mainstream artists that are out there today have that kind of voice. I am enjoying the Madonna deep dive. Yeah. We're only 2 albums in so far, but I'm having a fun time doing it, especially like these first 2 early albums of just being like that straight 80s vibe. Fucking love 80s music. So I'm having a great time. And I'm also seeing, similarities to what her music did compared to how pop music is now. So is the Lady Gaga and Metallica collaboration? Is that like a real thing? Is that a hypothetical thing? Or is that like something that like has been in talks and is going to happen? Because that could be actually like, I've said it in the deep dive, like Gaga again has one of those voices, but Metallica, come on, Born This Way and Metallica are kind of like in the same kind of thing. So I could definitely hear her vibing with Metallica for sure. I haven't listened to enough of Halsey to really like give an answer on that. I think I've maybe only heard 1 or 2 Halsey songs. So from what I've heard, to me, kind of not really, but I think maybe if I listen to more of Halsey, I never know. So I can't give like 100% answer on that because I'm not as knowledgeable in Halsey's music as I am now getting with Ellie Goulding. Who's on my playlist right now? I don't really have a huge playlist at the moment. Oh, by the way, like for the person who donated here on Twitch, thank you so much for your donation. I truly do appreciate it. I've had The Weeknd, man. The Weeknd has just been heavy on rotation. Always is heavy on rotation. But that new Bruno Mars Silk Sonic with Anderson .Paak, fucking fire. That song is fire, by the way. I'm looking forward to the album. I saw the Swine performance on South by Southwest Festival. That's on Patreon as bonus content. Who's the artist I first remember listening to? That's a good question. Probably the Beatles. I think the Beatles is really like thinking way back when. The Beatles is probably like the first artist I listened to. A Bruno Mars deep dive? I would do a Bruno Mars deep dive, but I'm such a huge fan of Bruno Mars that I've kind of heard all of his stuff already. So it wouldn't work as a deep dive because the deep dive thing is like all first reactions. That's why I stay away. So somebody was like, "Is there any artist that you won't react to?" If I've heard the artist or I've heard the album before or am a fan of that artist where I've heard all their work before, I won't react to them on the channel because they're not genuine first reactions. So sorry if you wanted like The Weeknd on here or Bruno Mars on here, but you know, those two guys are my shit. So I Hello, hello. How are you? The artist that I hate. I don't know if there's an artist I can hate. I think there's an artist that I just don't vibe with their music too much. I don't really care for the baby that much. If you guys don't know, like I'm more in like a hip hop, like rap, R&B, like that's my style of music that I'm kind of like listen to off of like the pop music here. I'm not a real big fan of the baby. I know he like blew up and like last year he won a Grammy or some awards of shit, and but I'm just the baby, just not vibing with me. All these new kind of hip hop artists that have come out now, um, just I'm just not vibing with this new hip hop game. It's I don't know, man. It's like the artistry of lyrical rap and in hip hop is just gone. It sucks. Yeah, I watched the last half of the Grammys last night. Um, I wasn't going to watch them originally, but I went over to a friend's house and his girlfriend was watching the Grammys for Harry Styles, so I saw the last half. I do have some I know I've been saying it for a while, but I do have some Banks reactions coming up. I don't know when yet, but they're gonna be up. What would my advice be for two people during a no contact rule? I guess no contact, right? I guess it really depends on why there's no contact there in the first place. I am partially Asian. Yes. I'm I'm like a quarter Japanese. And then I'm more like Norwegian. Just a little Korean, Japanese, Norwegian. I just did like my DNA test last year, so I got all that cool shit. I found out I'm like Irish a little bit. I was like, what the fuck? But yeah, majority Japanese and Norwegian. Fancy. Fancy European shit. I mean, there's a lot of Madonna albums. It's probably true. It's probably maybe difficult trying to rank. Was like 12 or 14 albums, something like that. But, you know, I might have to like go back and do a refresher on some of them. The next reaction, so the two reactions going up today is a Dreamcatcher reaction and the Like a Virgin Madonna reaction. Those are both going up today. But as far as like artists besides Madonna and Dreamcatcher, it's going to be Ariana Grande. And then Arctic Monkeys following after that finally, because I've said it so many times, like it's coming. And then, you know, life gets in the way. But they're finally coming 100%. If not, you can all unsubscribe from my channel if Ariana Grande doesn't drop next week. Yeah, that's all you can really do with No Contact. I mean, if it's No Contact, you just gotta like live your life, bro. You know? Either, I mean, it's No Contact, right? You have the upper hand, technically. Or they have the upper hand. Either or. One of y'all is going to reach out to the other first. But if you want to be that shit, you got to wait for them to reach out to you first. Then the ball's in your court. We'll probably do another YouTube specific drunk album reaction. Like I said, I do one monthly live stream on Patreon, but maybe how many subscribers are we at right now? We're like at like 28,000 subscribers right now. Maybe if we hit 50,000 subscribers by like the summertime, 50,000 by like July, I'll do a drunk reaction to a subscriber voted album. Which Madonna album title sounds the most interesting? Was the MDNA? I think it was. MDNA. I think that was the one. But yeah, I really don't know what to expect with Madonna. Madonna. 2 a.m. Oh my God, go to sleep, dude. I appreciate you coming into the live chat and hanging out and talking for a little bit though. But get that beauty sleep, bro. Yeah, I already did Melodrama. I already done Melodrama. That Pure Heroin reaction had been on my Patreon since like August of last year, and it just now came to the channel. So Melodrama is up on my Patreon too. But it'll be on the channel soon. Bye-bye. Take it easy. To live performances, depending on like the artist, probably. I usually do like one like performance for each era of the deep dive artists that we're exploring. But if it's like a full concert or something like that, those will usually go on Patreon because they don't really work too well for YouTube. Yeah, Poppy. Poppy is another artist I get a lot of requests for. We'll definitely get her done at some point. I know Poppy. I have like I have a list of artists that I would like to get to eventually. I just don't know when, but like Poppy is one of them. I think Little Mix is another one of them. Yeah, those are the two I can think of off the top of my head. I think Tove Lo might have been the other one. Well, hello to Brazil. The Brazil homies. That's my second home, guys. Brazil's my second home. It's where all my in-laws are at. Yeah, Billie Eilish is another one too. Cause I think I've only heard one album from Billie Eilish. I think it was like the last one that she put out. But I haven't heard any of her older stuff except for maybe like a single or two. Ooh, shit. But yeah, guys, I'm going to wrap it up here in a few. That's what she said. No, but I got that album reaction. I got to pop out in the next couple of hours. So I'm going to wrap it up here pretty soon. Like I said, it's going to be a pretty short live stream today. But looking at my schedule for next week, I think the only thing I'm shooting on Monday next week is the Folklore reaction. So we should have some time to listen to some music and hang out for a little bit longer next Monday. And as far as like if you want to submit a song for me to listen to, as long as it's your song, right? Not like an artist song or your favorite artist song. If it's your song, you can email it to me because I'm off social media right now. Usually people will send it to my Instagram DMs, but since I'm not on Instagram at the moment or Twitter at the moment, you can email it to me if you want. My email like request, like channel email is in the about section of my channel. If you want to check that out, just, send me the information on it. And then for the live stream next Monday, I'll pull it up, and check it out and get feedback on it and stuff like that. Yeah, I saw Folklore, one album of the year. Like I said, I caught the Grammys like toward the very end, so like the very last few big awards they were giving out, I was able to catch. No, the live streams happen every Monday. Every Monday at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'll be on here chilling, bullshitting, interacting, talking with you guys. Just having a grand old time, You about to go watch the Artrave reaction after this? Do it, bro. You got 2.5 hour reaction. 2.5 hours. It's a long concert, man. She puts on some long concerts. Favorite costume from that show, though? That squid one was a little weird. But I think that might have to be my favorite. But the squid one, I think, probably. That or the very last one that she had, where she looked just like a complete raver chick. But yeah, guys. All right, so I'm going to hop off here in a few. Couple little last minute things. Live streams Monday, 12 p.m. PST. We come back, just do exactly what we're doing here. Hang out, chat. If you're a musician or an artist and you would like to share your music with our little community members here, and let me listen to it and maybe give some constructive feedback, I'm definitely 100% down to help. Just email those links to your SoundCloud or whatever to the email in my about section. Videos are now coming out Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So that's the release for the channel. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday videos will be on the channel. If you want to help support the channel in the deep dive series, there's a Patreon link. You can go over to patreon.com/GOTDE. I also think there's a link in the channel too. $3 and $5 tier, you get lots of cool shit. And that is all I got, guys. I got to go shoot Halcyon Part 2. Halcyon Days Part 2 from Ellie Goulding. And that'll be up on the Patreon. GB, by the way, that'll be up on Patreon Friday. So I'm out, guys. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you very much for hanging out with me. And I'll see you guys next time. Sounds good. Deuces.